Home and hardware retailers are retailers that obviously focus on home products, home goods, stuff for the house. Also, hardware is specifically like tools and stuff for building, creating things, and so forth. A home and hardware retailer could be a Home Depot, Lowe's, and we like to create trainings on individual retailers. So we've done trainings on selling to Home Depot, Lowe's individually, but let's just talk about that type of category as a collective whole. So home and hardware typically have a lot of shelf space, which is great for you because you could seriously get your products tested out in those stores more easily. I find that the home and hardware category is generally a little bit easier than some of the other categories to sell to because they have larger store formats. If you sell to a GNC, they really have very small stores. They don't have a lot of room to buy stuff. And so they don't pick as many products. With the home and hardware, you have more room, so they test more stuff. So that's exciting. So it's somewhat easier to sell. I've seen tons of products being sold to those types of retailers, more than some of the other ones, meaning with the new guy, with the smaller company, they're willing to test new products. They have more room. I actually had clients who had baby kid products that actually got sold into Home Depot. They buy a variety of different things, which is very surprising. You wouldn't think that they seriously are buying all sorts of really creative products. So don't ignore home and hardware retailers, even if you don't have technically a product that's ideal for that mass audience. You typically think of certain types of people going to those stores, but if we got a kid product in there, then anything's possible. I have had several clients actually sell children's stuff into that store, as well as consumer electronics and all sorts of things, even clothing. So again, I love selling at chain stores because there's so much money to be had, but also there's so much variety. And so all we're really saying is don't ignore this type of retailer just because you would assume that only home and hardware products are sold in there. So that's another thing to consider. Another thing about home and hardware products is that the larger ones like Home Depot, they actually work with a third party for you if you want to sell to their website. Some retailers fully own their website, meaning they are buying the product, they have buyers for that particular store, and then they do the whole thing. Like they're actually handling the picking of the products and everything, and also the shipping deliverability with the vendor.